All right, let's see here. Hey, everybody, it's me. Terminal doesn't mean goodbye, Carrie. My name's Carrie. Anyway, I'm just getting on here first, kind of checking it out. I've never done a YouTube live before. So, hello, and we'll see how this stuff goes. I'm just going to wait because I'm a little bit early for people to show up. And hi there. Hi, Joe. Hi, Gracie's mom. Good to see you. Hi, let's see here. It says on here Sandy is from Pittsburgh. To let you guys know, I am in Portland, Oregon. So the whole thing about today is what I was thinking of doing. Hi, Connie. Hi, Joe. What I was thinking about doing is just popping on here and saying hi to you guys. But also, if you guys have any questions for me, leave your comments in the chat there, and I will respond to them as quickly as I can. I know that with this, there can be lags for YouTube, and that's quite all right. Hey, Kimberly, good to see you. Hi, Nancy. Yay, that's cool. It says Kimberly Creator says, "Hiya, can't believe YouTube actually sent a notification this time. That's awesome." I did put together this post last night, so maybe YouTube just did its thing, and it's pretty good. So, oh, I'm on my webcam too. I hate to say this, but it's going to be a little bit fuzzy, but this is the most comfortable for me today, so we're just kind of go with it, okay? Um, hey there, Teresa and Doe and Melissa. I just got to ask you guys, do you have any questions for me? I'm here. Hi, Catherine. You're from the East Coast. I'm from Portland, Oregon. Didn't always live here, but I used to have dreams actually of this area from the time I was a kid through high school. And I'd never been to Oregon or anything like that before, but I always knew that home was going to be Portland, Oregon. So I moved here with my kids. We just did that. It's kind of crazy. And it's been home ever since. It's been like 15 years now. Anyway, so hello. Let's see who else is on here. Catherine, I'm from the East Coast. Looks casual and clear to me. I'm loving it. Um, yeah, I'm actually in my room right now. This is a blanket that one of my dear friends got me when he found out that I had cancer. And I tell you, I use this thing all the time, like as a pillow and as a comforter. I used it through chemo. It's so good. Oh, cool, Catherine. You have cousins living there. Joe, you're asking if I have any pain. So today has actually been a really good pain day. As I told you guys yesterday, I did my appointments with my regular doctor. We're talking about pain management. I got referred to a pain clinic and all that jazz. But he adjusted some of my medicines. And actually, if today I feel pretty good. Tomorrow I'm probably going to feel like crap because I spent the last 3 days, actually it's been all week. Oh my God, what day is today? I've been spending so much time this week, getting errands done and running all over, hanging out with the fam and all that jazz and shopping and being physical. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good pain day today. But since it's Friday, I know that Saturday and Sunday, I keep getting asked, "What are you going to do for the weekend? What are you going to do for the weekend?" I'm going to do a whole lot of nothing in a hurry. A whole lot of nothing in a hurry. Um, I love purple too. Thank you. It's like my soul color. You know what I mean? That, and I love this color of, actually, it's this color. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this color of blue green. Oh, it doesn't really show it that much, but it's like a blue green color. And those are my favorite colors. Absolutely. Let's see here. Let me read through. Purple is your favorite color, Susan. Awesome. Awesome. And let's see here. Purple is we have crown chakra, which purple, blue is the third eye chakra. So the crown chakra, where all the good stuff comes in and all that jazz, is the color purple. So that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. and it makes me feel good. Um, so hi, Susan. Let's see here. It says, does the THC, Gracie's mom says, Carrie, does the cannabis help you? Yes, a million times. Yes, 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 yes. Cannabis for me has been a gigantic source of pain management. I use it a lot for at nighttime, just because I want to be in control of stuff at nighttime before bed. Don't mind not being in as much control. But cannabis for me, there's so many different, as you guys know, there's so many different strains for it, and different strains have different purposes. And so, according to where you are in your body and your mind and your goals for how to feel, you adjust the cannabis for that. For me, my body works when I'm in pain. Really, it works really well with, I need the CBD, but as you guys know, THC is an activator for the CBD. So it doesn't matter if it's a lot of THC or a little bit of THC, but that THC actually activates the the CBD, or CBN does too as well. There's other things that activate CBD as well, like heat and stuff for balms. But anyway, we're just talking about it. So I need to use a little bit of THC with my CBDs, but the THC, or the cannabis that I use, I do better on indica strains instead of sativa strains. What about you guys? Do you guys, how are you guys with that? Let me see here. Says Gracie, does that cannabis help? Yes, it helps so much. Just want to let you know. Connie says, I just wanted to let you know. Oh, I love your videos. You always seem upbeat. I know that must be hard. Oh, Connie, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Um, it's funny because like yesterday when I did that video, was actually me being very upset, but I'm not the kind of person to, I don't yell or anything like that. I feel like there's more articulate ways to communicate. Rarely does a situation require yelling. So I don't, and it's not worth getting upset either. I just feel like processing is just such a big thing for me, to really understand situations, and feel better about them. And the sooner that I work through stuff, even if it's negative, the better for me long term. So, but I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, but I also don't mind doing the hard stuff too. That's what I call shadow work. Let me see here. Says, thank goodness it's a miracle drug. I'm so glad that it helps you. I hope it helps you too, Sandy. Kimberly Creative says, glad that cannabis helps you. I can't seem to have much luck finding the right strain that doesn't put me into horrible anxiety. Before I answer anything else, I got to ask Kimberly, a lot of times with sativa and indica strains, depending on your different personality type or in your physical body needs, and a lot of people who are, well, I won't even say that, you got to figure out if sativa or indica works better for you. A lot of times, people with ADHD or ADD, and anxiety and whatnot, that sativa tends to, and this isn't always the case, so don't quote me on it, but sativas tend to bring out anxiety and give you a kind of a paranoid kind of a feeling. So that's why for me, I stick with indicas a lot. But certain indicas too, you kind of feel super out of control. What I was trying to say is that they're, depending on your personal needs and yourself and how your body chemistry works, sometimes sativas respond like indicas, and sometimes indicas respond like sativas. So finding that right stuff for you might be a good idea. And because it looks like, Kimberly, you deal with anxiety a lot, I would suggest like either a hybrid indica, or with an indica dominance in it, or an indica altogether, and just put the CBDs in there. I don't know. Don't quote me. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not trying to prescribe anything or anything like that. But it's finding the right combination is just so ideal because like when you do find the right combinations, it's a lifesaver and you're getting exactly what you need for it. Gracie's mom, buy an edible on me, Carrie. Oh, thank you so much. That is so nice. I have no idea how that stuff works. That is so great. Thank you. Um, so awesome. Thank you. Let's see here. Joe says indica works well for me. I'm so glad. Doe Rose says, I have fibromyalgia and it's really helped me. I'm able to sleep better. Doe, do you do better with sativas or indicas? Let us know. Gracie's mom says, indica helps me with so much with anxiety, pain, and sleep. Me too. Me too. And Kimberly says, I feel the same way. This is a new yelling zone for me. Except for when the kids were smaller, and I've got 4 kids. I mean, it's a high volume house because everybody's so like this, but also we were a very passionate house as well. So that means that everything was loud all the time. But, as the kids have grown and our communications styles have changed, I just don't have room in my life anymore to deal with any type of negative stuff like that. Or I feel like my communication needs to be spoken and say, hey, this is what I need to in order to receive the kind of communication that you're trying to tell me. And so I want to receive how you're feeling to the best of your abilities, but I will not respond to negative or a toxic negative or a loud form. I'll wait for you to feel, come down, be back to earth, be open minded, and everything in love and light before we have that conversation. So I feel no loud zone, no yelling zone. Mm-mm. So Kimberly says, I do have ADHD. I was kind of wondering because I have it too, but not, I feel like that's part of our genius. So I was just wondering if an indica would be better for you for that reason, because it's going to, an indica for you might very well bring down anxiety levels, but keep you still thinking, keep you chill and all that jazz. Um, Instead of wiring you up. I don't know, sativas for me, they make me feel paranoid and jacked up, so I don't use them at all, period. It's gross. Um, Joe Rowe, I find you so calm. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. It's a weird thing. This is going to sound weird. I'm going to tell you guys anyway. So back in the day, um, my background, I primary was media production. I used to co-own a women's fashion magazine in the early 2000s through, and I sold it a long time ago. Anyway, um, eh, gosh, there's a crow just cawking outside out there. What the heck? Spirit animal. Anyway, I used to do a lot of media productions and what was I going from that? That bird is really throwing me off gear right now. What the heck? Oh, calming voice. Anyway, long story short, I used to do voiceovers for commercials, and that was pretty fun, and getting my soothing voice on at that time. Um, Also, with I used to co-own Scorch magazine, which is a plus size women's fashion magazine. And back in the day, they didn't have a lot of ad campaigns for plus size. So I literally would have to go in and create ad campaigns. And that led me to being a creative director for different plus online plus fashion companies. And also with that, would take their products and put it on TV and all sorts of different runway stuff on different actors and models and crowd like that. So product placement, um, media stuff is a whole lot of fun for me. I haven't done the professional part of because I did graphic design and everything. And anyway, I haven't done it in a while. That was so much fun. Anyway, that was kind of off the topic there, but um, let's see. Kimberly Creator says it was. I agree completely. There's no room for good there's no room for good communication if there's anger or chaos, right? I totally, and we're just too old for that bullshit. Just no, no thanks. Let me see. T, what you got there? Thank you for having the heart to share your journey and sharing who you are in this world. Both so important. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I don't know how to do this stuff. It'll have to show me afterwards, or somebody's going to have to show me. Sorry, I'm coughing. I've had a busy day. And so when that happens, my lungs start to act up and it's pretty nasty. But right now I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Kim, good to see you. And let's see here who else is here. Stephen P. Hi, Steve. Stephen, do you go by Steve? That's my little brother's name. He spells it just like you do. I like that name. Hello, watching from Oregon. I love watching your channel, always sending you positive vibes right back at you, Stephen. Oh my gosh, what part of Oregon are you from? That's so cool. Me too. That's wonderful. Um, it says, T, I've done radio. I used to do BB stuff as well. I knew it. Sister from another mister. I swear to God. You and I just don't know why we haven't met earlier. This was so crazy. Love you too, Joe. Joe, big hugs. Big, 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 big. Look, me sending finger hearts. You Care Bear stare. Mm. Right back at ya. Hi Kim. How are you guys doing? Wow, Stephen, you live outside of Salem. I am in Portland, so that is not too far from here. Pretty awesome. It's a gorgeous area, isn't it? Estonia. Where's Estonia? Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Hi, June. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. I appreciate you guys so much. Laura. Laura's here too. Laura is one of my best friends. Laura M on here. Okay, so she's been with me and my hubs. And we've been like going through this thing of what is my spirit animal. And I'm telling you, Crow has been so loud. And I was just thinking, Laura, when that thing was doing its and it's still doing it outside. I was like, oh my gosh, if Laura was here, she would think that was so funny. She'd be like, spirit animal. And here you are. So that's so great, isn't it? So I'm thinking more and more that's true about the crow. And the crow has really, really been speaking to me lately as far as the meaning of it and the textures, all sorts of stuff, and how that relates to my inner work right now. Yeah, so Gracie's mom, Estonia is near the USSR. Awesome. Northern Europe, how beautiful. I'm just going to sing everything. Um, my kids and I do that. When we start getting really involved with stuff, we'll be like, oh yeah, and sing everything in a really bad way. Yay, 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 yay. Have you ever done that? Portland, let's see here. It's all good. Laura, it's all good. So good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. And T says, Portland is an amazing place. I will get my mister out there. Yes, please. We're going to have to go out. We're going to celebrate. That will be so wonderful. So much gorgeous architecture and wide open vibes flowing throughout the place. I'm loving the crow coming from you. Yes, crow. Crow is so fantastic. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. Um, or Joe says, I sing like that with my granddaughter, and she just laughs at me. Exactly. That's the whole point of it, huh? It's just so fun because it just makes everything so ridiculous. And I just love that. I love it when people are willing to put themselves in ridiculous situations just for the sake of joy and connection like that. It's so fun. My kids and I do it too. And I think just about everybody I know does it in some way or another. And especially when I'm around them or they're around me, we got to sing to each other at some point. So that's fantastic. um, so I wanted to ask you guys too. Okay, let's start off with is anybody in the room? Does anybody else have cancer too, or have family members or anything like that that have cancer or have had um, friends or close ones around you that have cancer? Go ahead and comment in that, and I kind of want to talk to you guys about that. Like, what are you guys going through? How has it been? And the other part too, I'm wondering, um, couple of things here. My mind is like, but I'm wondering, is there any type of topics you would like me to cover on my channel? That's one. Two, when you found my channel, this is kind of awkward for me to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When you found my channel, was it what you were looking for? I'm curious about how you guys found me too, and just kind of curious. The reason why I ask is because when I started this channel, I never intended for it to really go anywhere or do anything. I was just doing it for my immediate family and my friends, especially my kids, but for them to come on and whenever they wanted to with no pressure, expecting even 10, 20 years down the road, not exactly right now or anything. But I wanted like some simple place that I could vent for myself and that they could see what I was going through, but without any pressure and all that jazz. But I never, ever expected my channel to start blowing it up like it is. I'm just so, wow, that's so amazing. And I'm so, so grateful for all of you guys. So I wanted to see about your insight on that type of stuff and all that jazz. I say that a lot, huh? All right. So Karen says, I lost my friend to sarcoma. I'm so sorry, Karen. That's horrible. Holy shit. Oh, I'm swearing all the time. I'm not gonna totally lose my monetization on this one. Oops. Holy shoot. Tualatin is really close to where I live. I'm actually in Tigard. So that's pretty awesome. Tualatin, my kids, we lived in Tualatin for a long time. And so the kids refer to Tualatin basically as where they grew up. So, but then I moved us out to Newburgh for reasons that I thought was a good idea. Found out later, not a good place to raise kids. All right, so let me see here. Karen says, I lost a friend from sarcoma. Gail, I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing, Gail. Um, Kim Tongo, I suffer from chronic pain. I feel you. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that too. It's so hard to deal with. And pain really takes up an emotional spot psychologically and all sorts. It's just not fun. Um, T said my mom had skin cancer, oldest sister ovarian and skin cancer, father testicular cancer, and my youngest sister uterine. They are all survivors, still kicking it and keeping me company. That's amazing. I'm so glad. That's so good. I'm so sorry they all have that stuff. And then let's see here. Happy to see you tonight too, Jennifer Wheat. I see on there. See you. I see you. I see you with my mind. And then it says in here also very much into spirituality, which first drew me to. Yeah, I am super into spirituality, but just not the traditional way. But nothing about me is traditional. So, okay, I think I'm going to close this thing since it's shining so much there. Let's see if that works. But then it kind of, oh, damn, I was comfortable too. Oh, wow. So I'm going to get a little hot spot on my forehead since the sun is moving. Ooh. Try not to wreck those curtains too. Oh no, now it's a little bit more pixelized. I'm sorry. Let me see here. I'm going to go through. Sorry if I miss anything. I definitely don't want to miss anything. I care about all of you guys. So Susan Boatman says, I'm a breast cancer survivor, 12 years. High five. High five. High five. Give me a high five. High five. Yeah. That's so good. And then let me see here. Joe says, when I found your channel, I had just lost my mom to cancer. I'm so sorry. She was the sweetest woman, and she passed, lived a great life, and was 89. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. That's like puts, a good relationship between a mom and kids is everything, and it's one of those things. To lose a mom that's just horrible. And sometimes you're raised or you have your you really don't have a mom. I don't. I don't have a connection with my mom at all. We haven't talked for about 12 years now. Anyway, it's funny because she's just a toxic person, but myself craves a mom more than anything. It just so much that relationship. So I project that to my kids too, because I don't ever want them to experience that stuff. But dang, losing a mom, I'm so sorry. Dang. Um, let's see. Connie Weber says, I don't have cancer, but I do suffer from chronic pain. I'm still working and it's getting so hard now. I've been a mail carrier for 30 years. Oh, dang, girl, that would wreck your body. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. So, so sorry. Um, and Susan says, just looking for sister souls. Susan, sister souls, I connect. I hear you. I see you. I receive you. I know you do the same for me. Big hugs. Sending out love to all of those survivors who were touched by cancer. Oh, good job, everybody. I love that we're all willing to connect in that. That just, it's a blessing. Cancer sucks. It's my second time having cancer. Mwah. Gracie's mom says, my best friend Nancy passed from multiple myeloma. My father's side of the family all have died from cancer. Your video popped up on my feed, so I followed the breadcrumbs. I live with gastroparesis. Is that right? Gastroparesis. Sorry guys, I gotta adjust this. Um, it is really hard for me to, when I get comfortable, to stay comfortable. So, and that light's driving me nuts. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me. Steven says, oh wait, sorry. Kimberly Creator says uterine cancer is in my mom's side. I had uterine cancer in my 20s. It sucks. Cancer is on my mom's side. I had it in my lining on my left ovary, nothing else left for 8.5 years. Good. I hope that doesn't creep back. I had uterine cancer in my 20s, but that was taken care of. I've talked about that before. But then this is a totally different kind of cancer that I have now. Connie says, I wish I had the relationship with my mom. I have 4 children. I have a great relationship with all of them. Me too. I have 4 kids as well. My oldest daughter is 24. My middle is 20. And my twins are 10 months younger than my middle kiddo. So they are 19, almost 20. And yeah, there's nothing more that I desire than to be strong and close with them as well. Um, no, hey, Tammy, it's okay if you're late. No big deal. We're still here. It says, let's see here. Tammy says, hi from North Carolina. Sorry I'm late. I lost my mom to multiple myeloma too. Oh, I'm so sorry for you guys. Kathy L says, hello from Vancouver, BC. New subby. Yay! Thank you for subscribing too. I appreciate that so much. So much. And honestly, I love connecting with you guys too. It's a whole lot of fun for me. And I'm really sorry about how pixelated this is. It's not jiving in here, but I just want to connect with you guys. So we're just gonna kind of go with it. Um, let's see here. Paralysis of stomach and colon. Oh, Gracie's mom, that's horrible. Um, Original T says how cool it is that each of us found a draw or yearning, sorry about that, to come here to live from all over the place. There are no accidents, folks. That's true. And I love it. Soul bros and sisters. Soul bros and sisters. You are so right. And I love that we all can connect like this. For me, this channel is a lot community too, and I appreciate that so much. So I love hearing stuff about you guys, and I love it when you guys talk to each other too. It just, I don't know, it's a blessing in my heart to see. I just love it. Michael Strader says, I'm new to your channel. Michelle, I'm so sorry. Michelle Strader. Um, Schrader. I'm new to your channel. I have ovarian cancer stage 3. I'm so sorry. You give me so much strength and hope, yet we haven't met. Oh, thank you. Please pray for my husband. Um, husband, when I'm gone, I want him to be okay. Oh, but yeah, and that part too, I understand that. You know, this year was given a prognosis of 6 months to live. And fortunately, I've bypassed that. But living with death being imminent anywhere is a real mind. It messes with your mind, and you have to, with this kind of cancer, these kind of cancers, you have to live like every day is your last day, but then at the same time give yourself a release that tomorrow can happen. And it really messes with your mind, and it takes a lot of mental work. That's what I call shadow work, of dealing with all of the grievances that comes from all of that. These are unique situations, and no one person is the same, hence the word unique. Um, but all is valid, and it's all real, and it's all really happening. And people in our situation really, really need that support too. There's so many times I just honestly wish that I could just pretend like I don't have cancer. That would be amazing. And while I was stable, I sure as heck pretended like I didn't have cancer. It feels good. But at the same time, it's like when it's going, I feel like the world is constantly breaking up with me while I'm still here. It's like I know that I'm going to pass, but it doesn't, that's my business. You know what I mean? And I don't want people disconnecting with me because of it. And it's been a real butt kicker because I have lost so many relationships because of my cancer, and that's not even my fault. And it's not so much their fault either. It's their way of processing. And if people can't process with this, that's what happens. But it hurts. It hurts because we didn't ask for this cancer, and it's an emotional road to go on. So just know that I'm thinking about you and I'm support you. And if you have a blog or a vlog, please let me know too. I would love to subscribe. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. Be okay. Gracie says hi, Tammy. Yes, hi, Tammy. Um, and then Kimberly says, "Oh, I keep finding over the years twin mamas, but my girls passed. Oh, at birth, and now I have 3 of my 6 kids on Earth. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's it's not. I don't want to say that I'm comparing or anything like that, uh, but I know how horrible and tragic miscarriages are. I've had many of them. I My first pregnancy was actually twins before I had my oldest daughter, and I miscarried them, and it was devastating. And back then, there wasn't really good help for miscarriages, and I was really swept to the side because I was young, and I was told, "Oh, well, you'll have more, blah blah blah." But those miscarriages hurt. Losing a baby, it hurts like that. And yeah, so I'm so really sorry that you've had to endure that as well. I can't say anything to make that feel better. I just can't. But I see you and I honor you. I hold space for you for sure. So, um, let's see here. I'm glad this channel is a blessing for you, Carrie. Oh, thanks, sweetie. I agree with the mental part. This is Kathy saying, I agree with the mental part of it. I have to do a CAT scan every 6 weeks. The specialist asked if I ever had chemo. That made me perk up a little. Wait, that made me perk up at be a little stressed. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, chemo is super stressful for me. I was really hoping I would never have to do it again. To be honest, that was like one of the most horrible experiences in my life. A lot of it I never even shared on here because I was showing you a lot of my good days instead of the hard days. I really don't want to do chemo again. I really, really don't. The idea of it just like almost puts me into a panic attack and makes my stomach sick. I want to vomit. It's just horrible, but I love my family and I love my kids. They're everything to me. So I will do it again. And I'm not trying to say that out of guilt or anything like that. It's just to be a mom who loves her kids. You'll do anything you can, you know? So yeah, I will do it again, but I need to really emotionally prepare for it and my body needs to prepare for it. I'm not healthy enough to do chemo at this point, but I will be when it's time. So there. Um, let's see here. Dawn R says, I'm amazed at your attitude no matter what this horrible disease throws at you. You're an inspiration to me. Oh, Dawn, thank you so much. Come here, give me a hug. I'm a hugger, just so you know. I'm a hugger. I'm not one of those who will meet somebody and is like, hi, and you don't hug or whatever. No, I just bring it in every time. Bring it in. If you're gonna meet me and know me in person, you know me. We're buds forever. That's just how that goes. Unless that person sucks, then forget it. But I'm a hugger. Um, Kimberly says, thank you, Carrie. I know your feelings are real. I gave birth to them at 25 weeks. I'm so sorry. Oh God. And we had to bury them, etc. So that was the most difficult thing until 2018. I'm so, so sorry. That just breaks my heart to hear that. T says, death is part of life and is but a moment. We are energy and spirit. We go on and on. Yes, we do. People get hooked on that it's a singular moment. I feel we created that idea. That's true. If that is true, we can uncreate it. That's true too. But going through this personally, it's I'm going to be a little grim and say this, but it's kind of like walking around with somebody with a revolver to your head, and you're trying to live life, a normal life, with that too. You don't know when that gun is going to go off or if it's going to ever go off or it's going to go off right that second. You just don't have a choice in any of that. And so you're constantly trying to prepare your mind for the inevitable. Or is it the inevitable? You just don't know. There's no guarantees. But it hurts. There's so much hurt that happens within that too, on levels that a lot of people can't share because a lot of people aren't ready to hear that kind of hurt. It's a real hard place. Hi, too cute for cancer. Jody, hello. Good to see you. My camera, I am doing a webcam thing today. Got into my comfy spot and it's all pixelated. I'm so sorry. I just, I'm comfortable. So, so, so sorry about that. Okay. Let me see here. This book you love us. Let's see. Alma. Hi, Alma. I had a tumor in one of my ovaries attached to my stomach lining. They removed the ovaries and uterus. I know how that feels. Okay, but man, that menopause hit me hard. Oh my God. I have a little clip on here too of surgical menopause. Nobody braces you for that. Like, nobody braces. There's no way somebody can brace you for that. But I kind of wish somebody did. I really did, because that menopause is gigantic, gigantic. You just don't know what is what. For me, I personally had to go on an estradiol, which my doctors recommended that I do not do because of this cancer, and it'll, turn into breast cancer. But at the same time, it's like, well, I already have cancer everywhere, anywhere. So, I mean, it's a matter of time before it hits my breast anyway. So, you know, let me see here. Where is this? And then that black cloud, yeah, too cute for cancer, that's for sure. It does feel like a black cloud that we're trying to daily turn into light. You know what I mean? Like, give that black cloud purpose, because we know our lives have purpose and there's intention for it. And that cloud has its own purpose as well. But dang, you never know what the cloud is going to really throw out that day. So you're kind of like living on edge at the same time, but also you're trying to live a fulfilling life and connect with everybody that you love and care about. So yeah. So this is kind of going a little bit quicker, so I might be missing stuff. Um let me see here. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so then it's I've been following you lately. Oh, okay, I see. Tia says, I've been following you very lately. Adorbs, love you. I know, isn't she adorable? I have to relate. So I got a really interesting thing that comes out too, and I can't remember who said this, but um, in the past, I've had people, Jody, too cute for cancer. I've had people who are like, um, you need to follow Too Cute for Cancer. She's her cancer is gone and you should follow what she does. That way your cancer will be gone too. And it's really one of those funny things because I'm like, okay, that's very cool, sweet, love and light, praying for you. But at the same time, it's like all these cancers are so different and you can't treat these cancers all the same. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for another. And the close thing that Jody and I have too is the type of cancer that she has is that, your cancer doesn't release as much hormones or as the regular oh god, there's no good way to say this, but not like the different types of breast cancer. My cancer doesn't create the hormones either that normally a lot of traditional medicines or different chemotherapies or treatments and stuff like that mine doesn't produce specific hormones that would get rid of the cancer like that. So for me, because I struggle with all sorts of stuff, my doctors were pressing me to eat more protein through animal stuff because of how dangerous low my protein was. Granted, at that time, this was like during chemo when you can't hold anything down. I was actually craving a ton of greens and things like that. I'm like of the mindset if you're truly craving something, eat it, but really evaluate what it is and get the source of nutrition of what it is. For example, if you're craving tons of ice cream, okay, fine. But don't overindulge in the ice cream. Understand you're craving calcium, and there's other sources for the calcium. Anyway, for me, I do better with having like a little bit of meat, not like a whole lot, just a little bit, but a lot of vegetables and a lot of clean foods. So it's just much better for me. But yeah, it's really tough though because I totally feel ya and our cancers, mine goes in I think you saw probably in the past that mine went into it was stable there for a bit, but now it's starting to grow again. And while, being stable, it was just kind of funny to hear there were, people want to relate to me and whatnot and tell me what other YouTubers that have cancer, what they're doing and how I need to follow what they are because they're stable, not realizing that I was stable too and doing my own thing that worked as well. But we're going to have different ups and downs, different roller coasters, different stories, but that's also what makes us unique too because Jody's cancer isn't the same as my cancer, but the purpose of us having cancer in these situations is that God knows what they're doing, and our individual purposes have target specific understandings and reasons why we're in the spot in the first place. So to treat it all, everything all as though it's all the same is really not going to get anybody anywhere. And it's just really, really a tough deal. So for me, a lot of people ask into the stuff that I like I said, for me, I focus a lot on I still have repercussions from the chemo of where there's still lots of foods that make me sick. So for me, I eat mostly Middle Eastern and and usually Korean food. Mediterranean a little bit, but Greek, yes, but it's a lot of tons of tasty and eating for it with intention and tons of turmeric, tons of ginger, tons of garlic, tons of sumac, just all sorts of stuff. And I definitely will do a cooking spot on my channel as well. I just haven't had as many good days lately. So I'm going to read through here real quick before I start answering some more stuff. Um, let me see here. Kimberly says, Joyful. Hi, Joyful. Good to see you. I've lost my son and one brother. Oh, my goodness. We'll always fight for custody for our kids. Keep fostering so crazy and we're so strong. Yes, stay strong. Cooking live one day, yes. Yeah, and Jody, you're right. The most important part when you were going through chemo, you can't understand how sick you would possibly be unless you're actually going through chemo yourself. And now they have so many different types of chemo. So one chemo isn't the same as others. The type of chemos that Jody was doing is not the same types of chemos that I'm required to do. And with that, everybody's going to have a different sick level, and no one cancer is the same, and the chemo's not the same. So, but there's always that underlying feeling super sick. And it's a way that you can never explain to somebody totally. You can never really understand it unless you've actually experienced it yourself. It's horrific, and just the thought of food can give you a bit of PTSD too from how sick you get from everything. Um, so just keeping anything down, that's fantastic. And yeah, yeah, I agree. Let me see here. Um, the original tea. You are so right. Prescriptive to your unique case. Just yeah, that's true. Fluids move your body. Oh my god. You guys would not believe how much water I drink in a day. It is insane. It is insane. I drink so much water. That's actually one of the biggest forms of food or whatever I have in my stomach. It's not really food, but it's water because I feel like I need to stay hydrated. I'm I'm always freaked out about getting dehydrated, so I super hydrate, and it makes me feel better. It avoids you avoid headaches that way and all sorts of things. I just, wanna flush out as much crap as possible, if that makes sense. Alma says, let's see here. I do take a low dose of estradiol, keeping me from going and saying, "Girl, I feel that. I feel that so much," because you know what? Sweet potatoes can only go so far. Oh my gosh, for real. Estradiol has been a lifesaver for my menopause. I am not feeling like I'm trying to kill anybody, so that's good. Quality of life. If I'm going to be stage 4 cancer and everything is really about my quality of life right now, menopause is not about my quality of life. So if I'm going to go out, and I'd rather it be not for me being so angry and distorted with the world because of something I have no control over. And menopause, that's not our fault. So, and the emotions that go with it, that is just straight up not our fault. And when you're blasted with surgical menopause like that, you don't even have there's no heads up. It's not like you go into it slowly with a little bit of understanding what's going on. That surgical menopause, you're great one day and boom, the next you're literally upside down. It is just um let me see here. So what did I just miss? Are you taking off, Kimberly? I'm not sure what that is. Let's see here. Take just. I feel that. Feel that. Feel that. And Ty, this is wonderful time in chat. Oh, thank you for this one. Oh, good to see you, Kimberly. I'll see you around. Good night. Big hugs. Big, big, big hugs. Um, Susan Boatman says I live in the Middle East. I love Middle Eastern. I live in Detroit where they serve tons of Middle Eastern restaurants. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot of how I learned to cook too. I grew up, actually, my dad's side of the family is Jewish, and have a huge every they're on the East Coast, so there's different kinds of Jews that they represent out there. But there's, just like with Christianity, there's different denominations and whatnot. But the culture of the food too, there's so much Middle Eastern cooking with what I grew up with. And going out to restaurants and finding that perfect Middle Eastern stuff is so wonderful because then you can recreate it in the kitchen, which makes my heart so happy. You guys would just laugh if you saw how many spices I had in my cupboards. I really, how people are with, shoes and shoe closets and things like that, your big walk-in shoe closet, or even pantries that you put cans and stuff like that. I need a full room just for my spices alone. Just my spices alone, not food, not anything else, just my spices. It is insane. So I wonder, how are you guys with your home spice situation? Are you guys people that buy a lot of spices and need a lot of taste with your food? Um, teaching class soon. What were you saying? Oh, creator. I mean, Jody, it says on here teaching class soon. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, T says, I'm a sweaty girl for no apparent reason. I feel that. Menopause obviously makes it worse. Oh, girl. I had Botox on the scalp in order for to do public speaking. Oh, geez. Otherwise, people would be grabbing me a chair. Oh no, I feel that. I used to do that a lot. People in the UK need to learn more about cinnamon. Oh, yeah, unless you're allergic to cinnamon, it's fantastic. Julie says, I went through surgical menopause. You get thrust in full force. Oh my gosh, Julie, oh, and thrust, I never even knew what, or thrush, I never even knew what that was at all. Anyway, so you get thrust into full force. Yes, absolutely. It was horrible, but I got through it. Ugh, I feel that so much. It was absolutely horrible. And it's been a lot to control, but I feel like the estradiol really has handled that a lot. But spices, though, let's go back to that a minute. So that's the one thing about the cooking stuff. It's going to be interesting for, you know, how like you set up your ingredients and things like that. The part that I use so many different spices, and for me, that's just on the regular. I those are things that I always they're staples in my pantry. I have to keep all the spices in there. I would be a horrible person if I didn't have the amounts that I have in there. But at the same time, it's like those spices are all very intentional, like I said, and they a lot of the foods that I make because I'm in such pain all the time, it helps with my pain management as well. I was kind of thinking the other day too. I think the one thing somebody was asking a bit ago about foods to make that were anti-inflammatory and helped with the pain, and I do this dish that you can do it as a vegan or you can do it, you know, as regular eating. Um, I mean, Jody, I will totally am down with you on that. So anyway, this one dish that I make it with chicken, but if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you can certainly use anything else. I wouldn't use the crumbles for vegetarian. I would probably stick with um, either putting beans isn't gonna quite match either, but, I would use, like, a tofu or something. Anyway, it's a bowl of it's sweet potato mashed potatoes, or you can use regular mashed potatoes, but it's cooked the potatoes themselves, they're cooked in vegetable broth, or you can do if chicken broth is fine too, but I do it in vegetable broth, and also I put turmeric and garlic in my boiling water too, so that way the potatoes are so I do that with my noodles too, actually. Not specifically that, but I always use some type of broth instead of water to cook my noodles or whatever I'm boiling. Anyway, this dish, it's made with that turmeric and then I mash it down. You excuse me, if you're a vegetarian, you can use instead of milk, use like almond milk or something else, but for me, I use either coconut milk in it, which is freaking fantastic. That's the number one thing. You can use regular milk, but I'll tell you, the sweet potato mashed potatoes cooked and you do instead of regular milk, you put coconut milk in there and butter. You can put butter in there. I prefer ghee for this, but then it's got a ton of garlic in it. It's got a little bit of ginger in it. It's got paprika. It's got tons of turmeric in it because I live on that. But then I make this gravy sauce out of I'll cook up some chicken breasts or something like that, and obviously you can do tofu or whatever. And also I use bok choy that I cook in vegetable broth as well, or I steam it with a little bit of either ghee on it and garlic and all that stuff just in the steamer. But then you toss that stuff all together. Oh my God, it's so mind blowing. And I'm telling you, it's ultimate comfort food and it helps so much for pain. It just, oh my God, I can't tell you. It's so good. Um, your mouth just water. Hey, Joe, you want to cover? You all of you guys should come over. I'll cook for you. I love cooking for people. I absolutely do. I just love it so much. It's one of those things. Let me see here. Oh, Laura M, you're like, That's it. Coming over for dinner. You're making me hungry. Girl, can you know you're welcome over at any time. And you know I love cooking for you. We get blessed with Laura coming over on usually on Tuesdays or Thursdays or once a week, whatever day we choose. But I love cooking and I love that Laura will eat my food, so that makes me feel so good. But anyway, I've got tons of recipes for anti-inflammatory, but I'm not one of those people who goes off of recipes from books or from anything like that. I'm I don't even use teaspoons or whatever. I basically do it to taste of how I know I like it and how much it'll be. So I'll do like a splish, count 3 seconds is like half a cup and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's wonderful. What was I going to talk about? Reiki. And oh, wait, yes, let me go back to joy. I have Crohn's disease. Would that help? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Any type of inflammatory bowel issues, any digestive issues, any type of pain, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, any of those inflammation. I eat I eat non-inflammatory foods because this girl can't handle doing anything more. There's sometimes where, like, I'll fudge and eat something that is inflammatory, but it's not that often, and I immediately regret it when I do. And so for me, it's all about the whole how did I guess you are a non-recipe girl? I love it. Yeah, for real, I'm not. That's what going into restaurants and tasting foods, and then you go home and mimic it. It's just easy as that. I'm just kidding, but for me, it is. It's good. Oh, it's got this and that and this, that. When I'm all over the place here, but that statement reminds me of when I was raising my kids, we would go out to restaurants and I'd have them try a dish and I would have them close their eyes and they had to name every spice that they could taste within the bite that they had. And they would have to tell me what they like or didn't like about what they were eating, what makes it good. Don't just tell me it's good or bad. Tell me why it's good. Tell me why it's bad, how, areas that them would think is a good way to improve this dish or what was just right about it, etc. They had to know the ingredients, know, their sweet, savory, sour, acidic, and that savory. Anyway, so let's see here. Stephen P. My family would love to meet you. Cool. I'm married and I have 3 young kiddos. You are such an inspiration. You are so sweet. Thank you so much for that. Um, Kathy, you're making me hungry. Oh my gosh, I haven't eaten yet today, and I'm feeling that. I'm getting hungry too. Like, I think I'm gonna actually make that mashed potato dish tonight. It's so good. You just like I said, you cut it, you peel and you don't have to really peel the potatoes. The potatoes itself have really good nutrients on the skin. But peel the potatoes, cut them into small pieces, like, quarter piece there, evenly, not exact, but evenly. I would do is depending on how much you're cooking for, put as many potatoes or according. My family, when I think, okay, I'm making a lot of mashed potatoes, I'm actually not making enough because everybody hoards it. So, I put a bunch of it's, sweet potatoes cut up, put into fill up the water that you would normally do for those potatoes, fill it up with, half of it of either being, beef broth, which I don't use. Beef is an inflammatory, so don't use that. But chicken broth or vegetable broth, that's the preference on it. Put that in the water, and then you're going to add you can add garlic salt or you can add garlic oil or something like that. You're going to flavor the broth. I also put a little bit of salt because the broth usually has a lot of salt in it. So just a little bit of salt if it needs it, and a bunch of garlic in it. For me, garlic is a total topic all on its own. I eat that much of it, but anyway, you add a bunch of garlic in there, Boil it until it's tender, and not just fork prick tender, but mashed potato style tender. You're gonna drain the potatoes and let those, you're gonna make the mashed potatoes first. You're gonna add in those potatoes, depending on how much you made. So like if you made like a big um tub of it there, I would use probably about a can of coconut milk in it. And then you can either put butter or ghee in it, or the oils don't quite work as well for the mashed potatoes because it doesn't bind as well. So it needs the acid from the milks and the fats within it to kind of bring it all together. So I would say coconut milk or um, yeah, or milk if you use it, or vegetarian milk. So anyway, you smash all that stuff in there. I add into the potatoes a little bit of ground ginger, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, more garlic. I use the fresh garlic. I use paprika. I use what else is in there? I'm gonna have to write all that stuff down. Some pepper, of course. Um, I have to think of all the stuff that goes in it. But that's pretty much it for that because it's pretty simple. And then I make the chicken, make a pan gravy from the chicken, and then do your bok choy. I would also include kale in there to some hearty, sturdy greens. Not so much on spinach unless you want to do that quickly, but use something that cooks just like bok choy does. So kale or any of those dark, hearty, leafy greens. For those, I just put just a little bit of butter. You decide what kind of butter you want to do, and garlic, a little bit of sesame oil on it too. That's so good. Um, and then you just kind of throw it all into a bowl, and it is the most delicious thing. I tell you, it's delicious. It's just absolutely delicious. Let me read through here. Grabs a passport. Yeah, you better come over. How did I guess you were? I saw that. Um, just my grandma. It's a gift. Fabulous. Become the food. Yes, for real. Are you guys still there, or is this thing? I feel like it froze. Maybe you could do a cooking video on the potatoes. Kathy, absolutely. I plan on doing that. I was just thinking if you guys were hungry and wanted to make something really quick. Okay, cool. So I am actually gonna take off pretty quickly too because I am getting hungry, and I find that when my blood sugar and everything starts dropping like it is, my hands start to shake and I start stuttering and all that jazz. Are you guys like that too when you guys are feeling? Ugh. And also, I need to go take some pain medicines too, but that's okay. Anyway, so I think everyone got engrossed with the potato dish. I'm like, what? Grab your stuff down. But yeah, it's so much fun. Let's see. Have a great weekend. Thanks for the chat. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys all for showing up. Big hugs. Love you tons. Have a beautiful night. Thanks all for being here. I just posted a new video up today, and then I did one yesterday. So I'm kind of posting a lot. And now I'm gonna just totally get into my jammies, make some dinner, snuggle with the hubs, watch something ridiculous on TV. And I'll see you guys later. Big hugs. Love and light. Mwah. Bye.